of this truth, of this Bible, now there's a problem. I don't understand why. I mean, all I'm saying is, if what these scriptures are saying is not right in your eyes, go scripture after scripture and make them mean something different. Simple as that. That's easy, right? Just make them mean something different. So it says in Isaiah the 16th chapter, in verse 15, it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. You know what it's saying? Okay, where's our banks? What nation is coming through us as a people? Where are our banks? Where are our corporations at? Where are our big corporations like Walmart that they come in to buy from us? Where are our farmlands that they get everything that they need from us? We don't have it. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, the true Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel, a joy of many generations. See? Said, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of kings. Meaning they're going to be bringing in nourishing things for us in the kingdom. Don't say our doors going to be open continually. They're not going in, but they're going to be open for them to bring the forces of the Gentiles to us. It says, thou shalt suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, the Most High, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. There it is. He said, for brass I will bring gold. Hear that? For brass, he said he's going to bring gold. And for iron, I will bring silver. And for wood, brass. And for stones, iron. See, I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Say, violence shall no more be heard in thy land. So how come there's violence in the land of Israel right now? Wasting or destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. You see? So when you look at Exodus 17, and well, I guess we got to really define who they are first. Go to, if we can, go to Genesis, the 36th chapter. And look at verse 1. Genesis 36 and 1. And it says, and these are the generations of Esau. Going all the way back to Genesis 25 and 25. See, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. After that came his brother Jacob out, who was known. They didn't describe him because he had pigment and melanin. He was a man of color. It says, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom, right? So now let's look at verse 8. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, which is mountain Seir. Esau is Edom, which means red. Okay? So when you look at verse 12, it says, and Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. So she was a concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek, right? These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife, right? But we're looking at Amalek that came from Timnah, who was Eliphaz, Esau's son. This is who Amalek is. And the Jewish people, this is their lineage. So they're really coming from their Edomites. Because the Most High said, look, and you see what's happening over there now. I mean, it's been that way since they've been there, really, but the Most High said this in Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, it's the Most High said, because the Most High have sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. See? Remember when The Most High told Saul, our first king, to go and kill the Amalekites. You call Amalekites or Amalekites. And Saul didn't. He saved the king. And he said kill all their livestock, because he didn't want any of that livestock sacrificed unto him. It's got to be pure. But, as always, Israel going, like you said, rebelled against the laws of the Most High, his commandments, and he saved the king. And Samuel came through, and he seen that he had saved the king and the livestock, and he chopped that dude up. He chopped him up in pieces. Remember, priests, they chopping up animals. You think they can't chop through a man? He chopped them up. As the Most High said. And this is not, understand this, because nobody had no problem when the Most High put us in captivity, slavery, and bondage on slave ships and the things that we've been through. If you're going to holler about this, you got to holler about that. But he did tell us this. Matter of fact, let me show you something, if I can find it right quick. Let me get something that could be very interesting to you. If I can find it right here. Bear with me for a second. A lot of times, you need proof of things, so I got a little proof here that I had discovered. Here we go. It's understanding ulcerative colitis, understanding ulcerative colitis, right? I think they call it Crohn's disease, right? And this pamphlet is pretty old. It says, because a lot of y'all, like you see that, a lot of times you find other Edomites don't like them, like the clan and so forth, because they separate themselves from them, who they are. So I was reading this pamphlet and I came across something very interesting. It's kind of old, so I didn't have it marked, so let me find it. Yeah, it's called Crohn's disease. They have a lot of commercials now concerning this. I just gotta find the right page of what I want to bring up. Oh, here it is. It says it is estimated that about 500,000 people in the United States have ulcerative colitis, which they call Crohn's disease also, with men and women being affected about equally. Most cases are diagnosed before the age of 35. It says, although the disease can often although the disease can occur at any age, besides, before the age of 35. Ulcerative colitis is more common in Caucasians. Ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease is more common in Caucasians. And studies show that ulcerative colitis occurs more often within the Jewish population than in any other ethnic groups. So what does that say? That they're Caucasian. Ulcerative colitis is more common in Caucasians. And studies show that ulcerative colitis, or this Crohn's disease, occurs more often within the Jewish population than in other ethnic groups. You see? Ulcerative colitis is an inflammation of the lining of the colon, also called the large intestine, and the lowest part of the colon, the rectum. It is a form of inflammatory bowel disease. and it is a chronic, lifelong condition. You see, I'm just pulling this out so that, you know, you can see that it correlates with what we just read about Amalek being Edom. That's it. And we just dealing with the truth, you know. So, because we got a lot of things that we deal with, but sickle cell and all kind of diseases that we deal with, plagues that's on us. So now, when you look at Lamentations 4:22, now that we identified them and they identified themselves as such in the medical field, Lamentations 4:22. Lamentations 4:22 first. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. See, we are Zion, the 12 tribes of Israel. See, our punishment is accomplished. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. You're watching this lesson. You know, I took you to Deuteronomy 28:68. See, the Most High go send you into Egypt, which means captivity, slavery, and bondage. Another time again with ships. By the way, where I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on these ships, you're going to be sold to your enemies, not your friends, but to your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen. And they sold us on auction blocks for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you, which means to save or redeem us from a condition that we put ourselves in for not keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. So we say he's not going to bring us into captivity anymore as the Israelites. He said, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. What is he going to do? He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. See that? He going to visit your wickedness, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see, I'm just here. I'm dealing with this because, you know, I see all this controversy about Ye, who is Kanye West. He changed his name to Ye West. They saying that he's anti-Semitic, but you know, we're Shem. We're from Shem. I can see Shemitic, but you know what I mean? They come with their own words and created their own definitions and taking all his endorsements away. He says, I think it's probably because he said he's the richest black man ever. You know, so he said that's why he think he's losing all his endorsement. But hey, we went through the curses. Understand this. See, thus you serve your enemies. It's their pictures on the money. No matter how much money you got, it's their picture on the money. You see, they're the ones controlling everything because we broke the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You got to come out to his moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws. If you desire to see the kingdom, you see. But he said he's going to discover the sins of the Edomites. How they're breaking the laws. I mean, they had the Bibles, they published the Bibles. We don't publish no Bibles. And we so brain polluted that I'm showing you that B-A-A-L is Lord, L-O-R-D. In the Zion Compact Bible Dictionary, they made us call them Lord and God. And they show you that they are G-O-D. In the pictures, come on. What changed? Nothing changed, but y'all still calling on them. It don't matter. It's like you got Santa Claus, right? S-A-N-T-A, C-L-A-U-S-E. Now you move those letters over, you got Satan Claus. The same thing, you just change the letters over a little bit. You still got Satan Claus, C-L-A-W-S. Come on, move the letters over, and they laughing at y'all all the way to the bank. Because y'all getting ready for Christmas. Got your claws in you, taking everything they can get from you because you're nothing but the economy. You spend over $1 trillion a year and ain't got nothing to show for it. And if you're making all that money, what do you have to show that you can really say you're going to help your people, the Israelites? You say we Israelites, but nobody's really doing anything to really bring us out of this darkness. this gross darkness, I might say, to do something for us. They ain't allowed to do that. Don't seem like it. Who's done anything for us? Name them. There's multi-billionaires, multi-millionaires. Who ever done anything for us? It's just for us. Every time I see somebody say something right, they got to come back and apologize for it. Something wrong with that picture. But oh, the Most High say He gonna discover their sins. He gonna discover the sins of Edom. That's why I say, second Ezra. Let's look at go to second Ezra. We're gonna find out. Thus say the Most High. Because it's a war, y'all. And it's a spiritual war that's in the fourth dimension that nobody's really looking at. That's coming on this earth. It's coming on this earth. Look at 2nd Ezra 6th chapter. And we're going to look at the 7th verse. See, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth, right? So the same thing that was asked. Remember, He said He's going to visit the sins of Edom. We're not going to captivity no more. We just got to get ourselves right with the Most High. They asked the same thing in Matthew 24:3. And as He sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto Him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And we went through this already, right? So now we're looking at Ezra's dealing with the same thing. Ezra was a powerful prophet. He was given 204 books, 124 more books than we have. The majority of the people have. Well, we only have 80 books, and all you post-up preachers only use 66. They took the Apocrypha away from you. And it's in the original King James 6:11 Bible. But 2nd Ezra 6 and 7 says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? What's going to be the end of this world? And when shall be the end of the first, the world we in now, and the beginning of it that followeth, the beginning of the world that's going to follow? And He said unto me, from Abraham and Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, going all the way back to Genesis 25 and 25 and 26. Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, like he said. He said, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. We the Israelites. He said he will no more carry thee away into captivity. Go in this Bible and show where we're going into captivity again. The Israelites. From where we at now. After we went on the slave ships in Deuteronomy 28:68. And were sold to our enemies. Show me scriptures that show a breakdown to show that we're going into captivity again. Because a lot of y'all think, oh, they're going to bring back slavery. No. The Most High said the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, the Edomites. He will discover thy sins. You see, and we showed you through the Spirit of the Most High that Amalek is from Esau, the Edomites. I just showed you from what they said in the pamphlet that ulcerative colitis, the Crohn's disease, mostly in Caucasian and mainly in the Jewish ethnic people, period. So now we're looking at the end of the world. It says 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Well, 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, the world we in now, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, in Genesis 25 and 25 and 26, of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. They was fighting in the womb. For Esau is the end of the world. So Esau is the end of the world, so that means Esau has to be ruling the world at the end times. The very last time. So some people saying that Esau is not the so-called white man. I'm trying to figure out who is it that's going to take the so-called white man down with his nuclear power. The light-skinned, red-haired brother? Y'all say that that's Esau? Where they at? Where they power at? Where they military at? Where they might at? I don't understand how people can really come up with these religions, I say. These thoughts. Where's a light-skinned brother with red hair that's on this earth that's going to take down the so-called white man? If thou can say. Say, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. You know? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. We got next forever and ever and ever. That's what this is talking about. Point blank. That's why he said, hey. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. See, we got to look at, since he ain't going to carry us into captivity no more, what we looking at? He said, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And the Jewish people, they built a lot of the ships that carried us into captivity. They built that ship called the Jesus ship, right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. We define the saints in Psalms 148:14. You see? So, and the Most High told us in Jeremiah, if they control mostly everything. That's why you see all the endorsements that Ye has lost behind saying that we are the Israelites. Just making a statement that we are. I thought we had freedom of speech, freedom of religion. He just made a statement saying we are the Israelites. It's a problem because he's known. But Jeremiah 30 and 16 says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Thus say the Most High. And all thine adversaries, all our enemies, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Because he told us, look, Obadiah, this easy breaks down here when you go to dealing with the judgment that the Most High has ordained for these end times, with who's going to be ruling the world at the end times. All the prophets talked about it. Obadiah, let's look at verse 1. Obadiah, right after Amos, the vision of Obadiah, does say the Most High power concerning Edom, right? So let's jump up to verse 17. Because they're taking all your endorsements, taking everything from them, right? That's why you got to come back to the Most High and do what he say do. Since you're the richest black man in ever, he said, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. You're going to deliver us, you're going to save us, the 12 tribes of Israel. And there shall be holiness in the house of Jacob, the family of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel shall possess their possessions, it says. So we're going to possess their possessions. Everything they got. The scriptures say, the wicked are a ransom for the righteous. We just got to get ourselves together. You see? So we're going to possess their possessions. So now, Isaiah 14 and 1 says, go into the kingdom. Isaiah 14 and 1 says, for the Most High will have mercy. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve. On Jacob. And will yet choose Israel. And set them in their own land. Remember we read in Isaiah the 60th chapter how the Most High going to plant us in their land? Not no man. Ain't no man going to save us. This is what the Most High say he going to do. He going to set us in our own land. Most High will, if we're worthy. And the strangers, these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us. Because they're going to say, we know that the Most High is with you. And the people shall take them. We're going to take these other nations Because it's going to be a remnant of all the nations. Except for those that will not serve us, they're going to perish, he said. Remember we read that in Isaiah 60 and 12. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place where they're going to be at, living, working. Remember our gates going to be open that the force of the Gentiles going to be brought to us, brought to the gates. Like you got the IRS now, we're going to be the new Israelites receiving services. Only our service is going to last forever and ever and ever. It said, and the people shall take them, these other nations, a remnant of all the nations that's going to be redeemed, and bring them to their place. Salaki. And bring them to their place where they're going to live at. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. Like we were servants and handmaids, they going to be servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. You see? So we're going to rule over our oppressors. This is just the truth. It shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest. That's when we're going to have rest, y'all. This ain't our time of rest. We're going to have rest in this day, though. And it shall come to pass in the future, in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. See? That's when we're going to have rest. Until then, we're still dealing with these curses and the things that we have to deal with, according to as it is written, you see. But when we understand, go to Joel. Go to Joel. The 2nd chapter. And this is where, a lot of you might not know it, but this is where they get to John 3:16 from. Joel 2 and 27, first and foremost, and then we're going to jump to verse 32. It says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, right? And that I am the Most High, which is an anointed Savior, your power, and none else. See? And my people shall never be ashamed. So who's the Most High's people? Who's the my people? Who's the my people? It's like this scam coming up. Exodus 3 and 10. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, defining who the Most High's people are, the children of Israel out of Egypt. See that? The children of Israel out of Egypt. Hallelujah. So, going back to Joel 2 and 27, it says, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Most High your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Right? So now when you jump into verse 32, see if this don't sound familiar. It said, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Mashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, shall be delivered. Right? Which is saved. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Most High have said, and in the remnant, that's the 1/3, whom the Most High shall call. That 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. But let's go to Acts 2 and 21. Acts 2:21. Since we just heard that, listen what it says. Acts 2 and 21. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Most High Mashiach shall be saved. Remember in the Old Testament it said delivered, which means saved. But who is he talking to? Ye men of Israel, hear these words. See? Mashiach of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High, where among you, as it said in Joel 2:27. Among you, by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you. See? Just like we just read. In the midst of who? Ye men of Israel, as ye yourselves also know. See? So, and even when you look at John 3:16, for the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. When you look at the Most High, who the Most High? So now, because I mean, y'all be talking about God. Y'all say God. I just showed you that God is dog spelled backwards. That the Europeans created that word. And they put it in the Bible like they put L-O-R-D in here. Because they published the Bibles. They put it in there. A lot of people don't really do enough research to realize what they've done. Who is the Most High? Exodus 3:15. This the angel speaking to Moses concerning the Most High. And the Most High said, moreover unto Moses, through the angel, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers. Right? Like I say, I don't like using all those words. They inserted those words in there so you be calling on somebody else besides the Most High. Power of who? The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac. Because they say power in the Hebrew, the power of Isaac and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name. You can't go wrong with the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. See, the problem is, y'all keep saying Jews, but if you say the 12 tribes of Israel, that's who the Most High say the power of. The power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who this covenant is given to. Straight up. He said, he is the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Now, Abraham had Ishmael before he had Isaac, right? But the Most High didn't choose Ishmael. He chose Isaac. And Isaac had Esau and Jacob. But the Most High didn't choose Esau. He chose Jacob. That's why he say the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob. And Jacob became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. We read in the covenants for who? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, to the 12 tribes of Israel. He said, this is my name forever. And this is my memorial unto all generations. Straight up. To go and gather the elders of Israel together, because each tribe had elders that were over them. And say unto them, the power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, here it is again, of Isaac and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. See? But he said, go tell the leaders, the elders, he's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Power of your fathers, right? Even on Mashiach Shai, I mean, y'all, the Jewish people don't believe in him. Now they believe in Mashiach Shai. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. Let me get that right. But let's look at what he said. Who the Most High is. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, if you can't name the 12 tribes of Israel, how's he your power? He said he the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the covenant was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and to the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you can't name the 12 tribes of Israel, how is your power? See, that's who the power of. He said that's his name forever, the memorial to all generations. Mashiach Shai identified him as who? Let's find out. Matthew 22, and let's start at verse 31. This is his words. He said, but as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? That's why, go look at Acts. Go to Acts 5 and 30. I'm just showing you who the Most High is. Because you always try like to say God, but this is who he is. If you can't identify him as such, you're not really dealing with him, and he's not dealing with you. You know, he said, hey, some people praying to themselves. Look, Acts 5 and 30. He said the power of our fathers, right? The power of our fathers. We done heard this already, but he identifies it again in Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. The power of our fathers, see? The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob. Jacob became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So when you see that, the power of our fathers, that's talking about the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Remember, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. We read that in Genesis 35, 10 and 11. So here we are in verse 30 of Acts the 5th chapter. Say the power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, raised up on Mashiach Yahushua, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. See, they hang him on a cross, they hang him on a tree. Him that the Most High exalted, Mashiach Yahushua, has been exalted by the Most High with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. To the Israelites, not to anyone else. See, they got you all twisted. And y'all thinking that the Most High is the power of everybody. He just say the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Right? That's why verse 29 says, then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. See, y'all want to follow the tradition of men, but we're going to obey the Most High rather than men. If not, make it mean something different. Make Jacob be the forefather of the Edomites and the Hamites and the Ammonites and the Moabites and the Ishmaelites and everybody else you can think of this world. And you won't be able to, not according to this Bible. And you know, it might sound like, you know, it's pretty racist. The Most High is racist. I mean, if y'all want to call him that, he's prejudiced too. But we messed up as the Israelites. Therefore, that's why he said, look, Deuteronomy 1 and 1. So you know who it's talking to. You go to the first books of these chapters and you'll find out who these books are talking to. Like I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1 to show you who it's talking to. These be the words. Words are coming from a voice, right? Which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness, right? So now see what the Most High said. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High, thy power. That's your power. Yours a personal possessive pronoun. Thy is a personal and possessive pronoun showing ownership. The Most High, thy power, have chosen thee, we the Israelites, to be a special people unto himself. How special? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You see, I quoted these scriptures earlier. Deuteronomy 14 and 2. But thou art an holy people unto the Most High, thy power, your power, Israelites, Yasharallah, and the Most High have chosen thee to be a peculiar people. Ain't nobody like us. Unto himself. How peculiar? How special? Above all the nations that are upon the earth. You hear that? That's what he said. He chose us to be above all the nations of the earth. Upon the earth. But we chose to be like the heathen. When he told us in Jeremiah 10 and 2, learn not the way of the heathen. But here we are. We done learned the way of the heathen. Now that we are totally brain polluted, y'all got to stop saying brainwash. Your brains ain't washed. Your brains are polluted. Straight up. Because if it were washed, then you'd be cleaned up with the word. Stop being robots and robotees and spiritual puppets and hypnotized by the madness that they bring forth on this earth and bewitched in naughtiness. Brain polluted. Spiritual darkness you rolling in. Gross darkness, I might say, gross ignorance. Spiritual gross ignorance, you see. And the things that they have done and inserted and taken away out of the Bible that you're not aware of. You just going by whatever it is that somebody has said and you just going by what they say. If you go by something I say, go by what I'm saying in these scriptures, what these scriptures are saying. Memorize these scriptures so you can quote these scriptures instead of just talking your own words, because your own words have no power. Look at Hebrews 4 and 12. Your words don't have no power. Power is in this Bible. The words that the Most High is speaking. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Forever and ever and ever. Hebrews 4 and 12. Look. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit. That's why you got to know these words. The Bible. and of the joint and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, of the mind, bro. I showed you the definition of the heart being the mind. The way you think. See, we gotta get it together, because we are a nation that is destroyed. But what? Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6. This is where we at. And see, behind us being destroyed and not realizing how we've been destroyed and why we destroyed, because the preachers not, and the teachers and the ones that call themselves leaders, these mega churches leaders, they not teach you to the truth. Or that you be knowing that you're an Israelite. Hosea 4 and 6. This is what the Most High said. My people are destroyed. And we define the Most High's people as the Israelites. Exodus 3 and 10, remember we went there? To define my people, the Israelites, are destroyed for what? For a lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, he said, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. These pastors ain't no priest to the Most High. Why? Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. Let me read it again. They not no priests to the Most High. The priests are the ones that bring forth the laws of the Most High. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, of your power. Because we not no Gentiles. We the children of Israel. I will also forget thy children. That's why you the children of those that were forgotten. And here you are today, bringing forth that same old garbage of not understanding what the Most High is telling us while we in the condition we in. That's why I say I can't get past Hosea 5 and 15. He said, I'm going to go to my place till we acknowledge our offense, offended the Most High, and seek his face, because he turned his face away from us. And the heathen know this. We done went over this over and over again. What's the problem with changing? What's the problem with not saying and calling on their power? Zeus' last name is Amen. But here you saying his last name every time you pray. Or let me get a Amen. Let me get a Amen. They ain't got to even say it no more. Y'all just saying it. That's Zeus' last name. That's the Edomites' God, the number one God of the Edomites. That's his last name, Zeus. Amen. This is what he said. As they were increased, we as the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. That's why our women, he said he's changing our women into shame. The glory of the man is the woman. So he's going to change our glory into shame. Look how shameful the things that they're doing right now. And when the Most High visit them, ain't nothing they can do. Ain't nothing they going to be able to do. That's why he said in verse 1, he said, hear the word of the Most High, ye children of Israel. So he's talking to us. Can't nobody else go in here and say it's talking to them if they're a Gentile. Is that why you don't go to the Old Testament? But I can take you to the New Testament. He's still talking to us. Where you want to go? Any book, name them. He's still talking to we, the children of Israel. Hear the word of the Most High, ye children of Israel, for the Most High has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Why? Because there is no truth. We know the truth. We can sing it together. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law of the Most High that he wrote with his finger, the work of the Most High, is the truth. Y'all telling me that y'all don't have to deal with the Most High? You telling the people that they ain't got to deal with him, to deal with you, right? Man, he got something for you. And it's all breakdown. Well, what's coming to you, pastor, and you and the flock that's following you? I got people coming at me about just talking. My thing is, if you're going to come at me, come with the scriptures I'm bringing out and make them mean something different. Straight up. Because I can look at your scriptures and make them mean something different. If you're going to bring it, it's going to be right or wrong, point blank. And I humbly say this because I want to see you repent. Fear the Most High first and foremost. Be afraid, be scared of him. Wait till he visit people. I mean, you ain't seen nothing yet. What this Bible said he's going to do, he's going to be all in all. It's point blank. It ain't about you, me, nobody else. It's going to be about the Most High. He's going to be all in all. He ain't going to be no Mother Nature. He ain't going to be no El Nino, no La Nina, no little boy, little girl, no mother nature. He ain't gonna be no global warming. None of that. Naming hurricanes and after whoever it is that discover them, no, it's gonna be about the Most High. You're gonna know. Like he say over and over again, you're gonna know that he is the Most High. See, some of you done found him out. He done visit you, but you still go back to your old wicked ways. Go put you in the grave. Then he gonna burn you up. Where the worms never die and the fires never quench, because you ain't changing. You ain't trying to change. Listen. I'm just fervent because I know that he said we got to seek his face. He turned his face away from us. For us being wicked. As they increase, so they sin against me. Hear that? As we increase the numbers, we sin against the Most High. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. Shame on us, man. See what we doing. We think we rolling in the right position. That's why it says you in Jeremiah 23:1. I mean, I turned the Bible. I was going somewhere else. It stopped here, y'all. So I got to bring it out. All praise to the Most High about showing myself. I'll be saying things, and I turn this Bible and start be bringing out scriptures. I look at it, I was like, I got to bring it out. It say, woe, destruction unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. Just not part of where I was going. Said the Most High. So all praise to the Most High. He's saying this to you. Woe, destruction be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, said the Most High. Therefore, thus say the Most High power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. You feed them, like you said, enough to destroy them, to have them scatterbrained. Don't know what the heck's going on. That's why those that go to church, that's why they can't understand this. Because the Most High ain't called you to understand this Bible. See, therefore, thus say the Most High power of Israel. Not the power of anyone else, but the power of Israel. What did he say? Against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away. From what? From knowing him. Knowing his law, statutes, commandments. What the work of the Most High, you have said, is null and void. If you say we're not under the law, he wrote with his finger. Boy, y'all real bold, man. He said, therefore, thus say the Most High power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, said the Most High. You better hear what he's saying. Verse 13, he say, I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesy in Baal, like all of y'all doing, until this day. That's why I show you. Some of you might just be coming on. Let me show you what he's saying here. Let's look what this Baal is. Some of you might just be coming on for the first time and just catching this. So they took this word, you see it right there? B-A-A-L, it means L-O-R-D. B-A-A-L, see? That's what y'all calling on now. And they took that word, L-O-R-D, and that's what y'all calling on. B-A-A-L, hear what he's saying? Verse 13. Y'all use it all the time. And I'm trying to get you to, I fasted against that. Our brothers and sisters calling on G-O-D and L-O-R-D and A-M-E-N. Still crying to the Most High to bring that out of us as a people. But here it says, and I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria, the ones that was in northern Israel. They prophesied in B-A-A-L, like y'all prophesied in L-O-R-D. No different. What's the difference? If B-A-A-L means L-O-R-D, what's the difference? Come on, don't take a rocket science to figure this out, man. You can't be that in gross darkness, gross ignorance. Don't see this. They prophesied in B-A-A-L. Well, y'all call it on L-O-R-D. What's the difference? Y'all say, I just showed you one example. We can go on and on and on with how they have you all brain polluted. Santa Claus. You move the letter O, you got Satan Claus. Same words, meaning the same thing for the elite, You just don't know it. Claws, C-L-A-W-S and C-L-A-U-S-E. Same thing, man. Claws. Pronounce the same way, only spell a different way, and let them figure it out. And you ain't figured it out because you ain't no analytical thinkers. Same thing, man. Satan claws, got his claws in you. The wiles of the devil, they got you. Spending all your money. Don't even know what Christmas means. Don't have no idea. That's why he said, and I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in B-A-A-L. That's L-O-R-D. That y'all be calling on. And cause my people Israel to err until this day. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. Come on. If not, make these scriptures mean something different. Since y'all say it's not, we not dealing with the truth. We as Hebrew Israelites, we not dealing with the truth. Make these scriptures mean something different. Or take them to your pastor and say, hey, break this down. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery, men going with other men's wife right in the church. Right in the church. And walking in lies. That's why you got something for you. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers. What do you think? If you saying that we not under the law, you an evildoer, and you strengthen all those come on in here. Like what y'all say, come as you are. The only one to say come as you are is the devil. He accepts everybody as they are. The Most High got rules and regulations, baby. You ain't just coming as you are with the Most High. How you gonna come the way? He took the time to write 613 laws, and then we learning laws all throughout the Bible to give us more understanding. And you say it ain't important? Come on. We took you to Matthew 5:17. He said, hey, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill the things that were written about him. To suffer for us, wicked us, wretched us. Listen. But they walk in lies. Telling you a Gentile when you really the people of the book, the children of Israel. That's so hurtful, man. It's 2022 getting ready to be Esau's 2023. And you hear all these different doctrines coming out that's so crazy, man. Unbelievable. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers. Come on up in the church. No good and well, y'all, when the funerals and the cat was wicked as ever. Oh, he's gone to heaven. Homecoming. Pour out a drink for him and stuff. You know that cat was wicked as ever. Evildoers. Come on up in the church. I done seen it. They got a good job paying tithes, so they ain't do nothing to them. Did all kind of evil stuff. That none does return from his wickedness. You hear that? None to return from his wickedness because you ain't teaching them, thus say the Most High.